Okay, let's dive into this. Welcome to our ultimate explainer on, well, completely redesigning your life. Today we're taking a really fascinating look at the actual mechanics of human behavior. We're going to shift our focus away from those massive, totally overwhelming goals that look great on paper and turn our attention to the practical, daily systems that actually dictate our future. So if you're a focused learner looking to finally conquer procrastination and build lasting change, you are absolutely in the right place.
Here's the 6-part toolkit we're going to use today. First, we've got goals versus systems explained. Second, the 2-minute rule strategy. Third, the habit stacking method. Fourth, finding joy for high motivation. Fifth, regular progress analysis role. And finally, the 1% trajectory. All right, section 1, goals versus systems explained.
To build our foundation here, we really need a massive paradigm shift. I mean, why does our societal obsession with huge, ambitious goals cause so many of us to fail? Well, think about it like this. A goal is simply the target outcome you want to achieve, right? But a system is the collection of daily habits you actually follow to get there. And here's the truly fascinating part. Winners and losers actually share the exact same goals. Seriously, every single candidate applying for a job has the goal of getting it. Every athlete at the Olympic Games has the goal of winning gold. So if successful and unsuccessful people share the exact same goals, then the goal itself literally cannot be what makes the difference. The difference lies entirely in the system.
And this brings us to a super powerful realization from habit expert James Clear. He says, we don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. So the absolute crucial point here is that your current habits are perfectly designed to deliver your current results. If you want to change your outcomes, you actually don't need to change your goals. You have to fix the daily, mundane inputs. Because at the end of the day, those daily habits will always be sheer willpower and ambition. Moving on to section 2, the 2-minute rule strategy.
Now, knowing we need better habits and actually doing them are, let's be honest, two totally different things. So, to combat that universal friction of laziness we all feel, let me introduce you to the 2-minute rule. This is basically the strategy of taking whatever new habit you're trying to build and scaling it all the way down so it takes literally 2 minutes or less to perform. The psychology here is just brilliant. A habit has to be established before it can be improved. You see, before you can optimize a routine, it has to become the absolute standard in your life. Right now, we're focusing entirely on mastering the art of just showing up.
And this brilliantly illustrates how it works. Instead of agonizing over some huge ambitious goal like reading 30 books a year, scale it down. Your only task? Read one single page. Instead of forcing yourself to do a grueling yoga routine 4 days a week, your only objective is to just take out your yoga mat. Want to run a half marathon? Just put on your running shoes. See, scaling down like this totally bypasses your brain's mental resistance. It practically makes it impossible to fail on day one.
There's this fantastic quote from Ed Lattimore that absolutely hits the nail on the head. The heaviest weight at the gym is the front door. We've all felt this, right? The actual workout usually isn't what stops you. It's those 5 minutes of sheer inconvenience, getting off the couch, putting your gear on, and getting in the car. If you could just master those first 5 minutes of inconvenience using the 2-minute rule, you instantly gain a massive lifelong advantage.
All right, section 3, the habit stacking method.
Okay, so now that we know how to easily start a tiny habit, how do we automatically build upon those behaviors by leveraging the existing, hardwired routines we already have? Well, to understand this, we need a really quick look at the 4 stages of any habit loop: cue, craving, response, and reward. You see, your brain naturally automates behavior to conserve energy. When it sees a cue, it craves a state change, initiates a response, and if it gets a satisfying reward, boom, it loops it for the future. So if we want a new habit to actually stick, we got to make the cue really obvious.
And the most obvious cue you can possibly use is a habit you literally already do every single day. This is what we call habit stacking. Think about it. You already have a rock-solid habit of making your morning coffee. So you just tie your new, super fragile habit directly to it. You tell yourself, okay, after I make my morning coffee, I will meditate for exactly 60 seconds. By connecting the new behavior directly to a highly established routine, you practically guarantee you're going to execute it without needing to rely on some burst of extra motivation.
Section 4, finding joy for high motivation. So if we really want to sustain this momentum for the long game, we absolutely have to address the very real problems of boredom and burnout. And I want to ask you this critical question directly. What would your habits look like if they were actually fun?
Because so often, we just choose habits based on what society tells us we should do. We pick these grueling tasks that we inherently dislike, and then we wonder, why we completely quit by February. We've got to reframe these tasks into engaging, attractive activities.
For instance, if your goal is to be active, you do not have to force yourself into a crowded gym to lift heavy weights if you absolutely hate it. You could go kayak on a local river, rock climb with your friends, or practice Pilates. Author David Epstein once told James Clear that grit is fit, and what he meant by that is you are far, far more likely to display grit and actually persevere when your habits align with your genuine interests. The person having fun is honestly dangerous, because when things get difficult, there's no way they're going to quit. They're actually enjoying the whole shebang.
On to Section 5, Regular Progress Analysis Role. Now, even fun habits need some direction, right? Blindly working hard is a huge trap. I mean, if you're running fast in the wrong direction, speed really doesn't help you at all. Taking the time to reflect and review is the meta habit above all others. We can get so caught up in the daily grind of executing our routines that we completely forget to step back and ask if they're even still serving us. Stepping back to review ensures you are actually working on the right systems and not just grinding away on some expired routine that just doesn't fit your current season of life anymore. And one of the absolute best ways to analyze your progress is to make it highly visual. There's this famous amazing anecdote of a stockbroker who started every single day with 100 paper clips in one jar and a totally empty jar sitting right next to it. After every single sales call, he would move one paper clip over. That visual marker provided the immediate satisfaction and just undeniable proof of his daily trajectory. So whether it's moving paper clips, marking a big X on a calendar, or dropping a sweaty workout photo in a group chat, you need those immediate visual signals to close the habit loop and prove to your brain that yes, you are moving forward. Finally, Section 6, the 1% trajectory. Let's bring this all together and look at the absolute mathematical certainty of compounding results over time. 37 times better? Guys, this math is staggering. If you focus purely on your systems and use the 2-minute rule and habit stacking to get just 1 measly % better every single day, mathematically, you end up a massive 37 times better by the end of a single year. Now, obviously, human progress isn't exactly a perfect calculator, but the core principle of compounding remains absolutely true. Time will always magnify whatever you feed it.
So the absolutely crucial point here is making this mental shift. Most people just obsess over their current position. They're constantly staring at the scale or checking their bank balance, and when that static position isn't what they want, they just feel totally defeated. I urge you right now to stop worrying about your position. Instead, start obsessing over your trajectory. Focus entirely on whether the arrow of your daily habits is pointed up or down. Because if you're on a good trajectory, literally all you need is time.
Which leaves us with one final, deeply important question. Are your current habits carrying you to your desired future? Take a second to really think about that. If the answer is yes, that's awesome. Keep stacking your wins. But if the answer is no, well, you now have the exact blueprint to redesign your systems starting today. Start small, make it super obvious, and fall in love with the process. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I will see you next time as we continue to break down the big ideas that shape our world.